Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at this Rolex Daytona 40mm as always. I'll be taking a look at this one. This one is all yellow gold construction, including the bezel, champagne dial with the black subdials, all on an Oyster Bracelet, of course. Reference number 116508. I'll be going over all the features of this watch: the case, the bezel, the dial, the crown functions, as well as the pushers, the movement, and this bracelet. I'll be giving you my thoughts on these throughout this video. So starting off with this case, of course, 40mm from finger to thumb. That's the 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position. Also the 10 to 4. Same distance, same 40mm as you would expect. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex winding crown, along with these pushers to ensure waterproofness and water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. Nothing too new there from Rolex. All standard, all high level. You also have a full high polish along the sides of the case here, as well as the front, as evident on these lugs as they taper down. And as well, you also have the tachymetric bezel, also in yellow gold as well. Also a nice high polish with a black lacquered finish for all those numbers and the counters there. All right, so if you're counting, say, your speed per hour, or literally units per hour as indicated on the bezel, just simply hit the chronograph button on top to start your timer, and then measure your between two markers per say kilometer or mile, whatever your distance, and you'll know how many miles per unit of hour, or how many units per hour you're traveling. Say for example, you start your timer and you do a full revolution between two markers, 2 mile markers, well then you're just going 60 miles per hour. Makes sense. If you're going excessively fast, nearly inhumanly fast, you could actually go a measured 400 miles per hour if you traveled, between 2 mile markers within 10 seconds or so. And that's basically how that works. All right, so taking a look also at this dial, matching champagne dial to really match this yellow gold color aesthetic, with these subdials being a nice black finish, a bit of a sunray finish on the tracks there. If you can see it, I can kind of see them on my monitoring here, so you can probably see them much better on your screen at home. All right, so there's a bit of a sunburst finish on those subdials as well. Nice with a black coloration to really bring those out, really make them pop. So this model, if you're looking at it from a practical standpoint, very, very good, very excellent use of color scheme here in order to make them as easy to read as possible. Small seconds at the 6 o'clock dial, 30 minutes and 12-hour subdials for the chronograph function respectively, at the 3 and 9 o'clock positions. Okay, so also you have the index hour marks here, meaning that you do have chromalite luminescence for those hour marks, nice and bright as standard for all index hour marked Rolex watches. Very, very easy to see in low light situations, and I can see them very clearly on my monitoring here. All right, so if you're in a low light situation, you can just simply shine a light on your watch real quick and you can tell the time nice and easy, right? You can't really use the subdials as easily, but you can tell the time just fine. All right, now turning the lights back on, we can take a look at the functions of this watch. Simply unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. This allows you to wind the watch at the base position, and you can also see the little rubber gasket as part of the trip lock waterproofness system, so that 100% that you can go to that 100 meters below sea level. All right, so again, wind the watch at the base position, and if you're at a dead stop, about 20 to 30 full winds is all you need to get to the full power reserve. Just simply look at the movement of that seconds hand at the 6 o'clock subdial to see if your watch is running. All right, once you start feeling a little bit of resistance starting to ramp up, that's when you can stop and you've reached the full power reserve. All right, pull the crown out to the only other position, and it actually stops at that seconds hand. If you'll note, it stopped at the 20 there, so that you can then adjust the minute hand, and by extension the hour hand, precisely based on the current time, your local time, and Once you have the minute hand or the hour hand set up, place the minute hand based on the position of that seconds hand. All right, then press the crown back in once you've synchronized it up to an atomic clock to start that seconds hand once more, and screw it back tightly into the case to ensure that superior water resistance. All right, and one more feature here, thanks to the Cosmograph or the sort of chronograph features of the Daytona, you have these chronograph pushers. Simply press the top pusher to start that center mounted chronograph hand. Very thin, arrow tipped, all right, with a very nice, elegant counterbalance to it, so it doesn't really get in the way of your timekeeping or anything like that. And thanks to the vertical clutch of the internal movement, you can actually keep this running without any damage or additional wear onto the movement. And you can keep it running as a large center-mounted seconds hand. And as you saw, if you were paying attention, the chronograph hand sweeping past 12 o'clock position, the sub-dial for 30 minutes just moved up a tick within that region, right? And when you no longer need the chronograph hand, or if you're done timing things, you can simply press the top button once more to stop it, press the bottom button to reset it, as well as the sub-dials, the 3 and 9 o'clock position sub-dials. The seconds hand will stay unaffected, right? So, and when you're done with the chronograph functions, or if you're just doing a really long haul timing up to 12 hours, you can just simply screw back in the chronograph button sort of feature here to maintain that waterproofness and the water sealing, so that you keep your movement on the inside nice and clean, and you can just keep it running as you like. All right, so what makes all of this work on the inside is the in-house made caliber 4130 made by Rolex. Can't see it through the case back, but you do have that gold contents worth, so you know that your investment is certainly going to keep. The 4130 caliber allows the plus or minus 2 second per day time differential, has the center, hour, minute, and seconds hands with small seconds hand, 6 o'clock position. The chronograph hand centered mounted, accurate to within 1/8 of a second, 30-minute counter at the 3 o'clock, 12-hour counter at the 9 o'clock, with the stop seconds for precise time setting. All of those features I had just demonstrated. The oscillator on the inside is a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, meaning that you can get relatively close to magnets. You can get relatively close to any sort of circuitry, anything electromagnetic, computer chips and the like, or even your refrigerator, and there would be no effect on the movement or the timekeeping ability of this watch. It'll still keep running just fine. All right. Also keep in mind that there is a bidirectional self-winding perpetual rotor center mounted on the inside of this watch, so that means that you can basically just wind your watch manually to the full power reserve and just wear it throughout your day. The natural movements of your wrist will keep that rotor spinning and constantly winding the mainspring, meaning that you can continue to wear your watch throughout the day without actually having to wind it. And by the end of the day, you can actually set it down with the full power reserve. And speaking of which, you can set it down on a Friday evening, pick it back up Monday morning. No need to wind the watch, because the power reserve for this watch, approximately 72 hours, literally 3 exact days from the full power capacity. All right, now taking a look at this bracelet here, we have the Oyster Bracelet, meaning 3 flat 3-piece links going across, the center links being intermediate links, a high polish integrating very nicely into the case here, alternating sort of that high polish, satin finish, high polish, satin finish, and so forth. Look from the lugs. You have the satin brush finishing on the outer links, and you also have the nice high polish along the sides of those links. Going down to the clasp here, we have the Oyster Lock safety clasp. All right, so just simply lift from the bottom of the crown to open up the safety, then lift from the top of the clasp itself to open it and unhook it. You have the Rolex stamped logo on the inside. You know that you're dealing with precious metals thanks to all these hallmarks on the inside. And as well, you have the same hallmarks underneath the lugs of this watch case here, these tiny circles. They contain all the tiny details that you can see on the inside of the clasp here. So you know that this is a full rare metal assembly here, in this case yellow gold. All right, and thanks to the Oyster Bracelet here, you do have the added benefit of the Easy Link 5mm extension. So if you have this watch sized perfectly to your wrist, well, you're going to have to make tiny adjustments based on the swelling of your wrist, which happens to be dependent on your hydration and just your local environment. If it's hot outside or you get really dehydrated, your wrist is likely to swell up, or you just pound, you know, say 3 liters of water into your body, well, your wrist is going to swell up. And it's not going to be all that comfortable if you have this if you have this sized perfectly to your wrist at the smallest position. So just simply reach underneath the clasp, pull it straight out, and there you go. Another half oyster link, or basically 5 millimeters, so you can continue to wear your watch without any hassle and without having to, say, shove it in your pocket, right? And when you're done with it, you can just simply fold it back in on itself, press it back into the case. It snaps very nicely, very nice, clean, crisp snap, all right? And while I'm here, I'll try it on and give you my thoughts as to how it wears on my wrist, a 7-inch wrist in circumference, all right? And taking a look at it, face on, actually not too bad. I do prefer, well, you already know from my videos at this point that I do prefer 36 millimeter watches. Those are sort of the sweet spot. This one's a little bit big for me. They only make Daytonas in 40 millimeters, unfortunately. But, you know, that's actually fine, because with all the chronograph functions here, making it very easy to see the subdials, I don't think that they can actually go any smaller with this. And, you know, that's actually fine. All right, taking a look at it down the wrist here. Tiny little bit of space under the lugs, not a big problem. Still slides very nicely under a suit cuff. And with the breathability, thanks to the zero tolerance of Rolex's links here, there's no chance of this actually pinching your skin, pulling your hairs out, because all the spacing among these links allow you to continue to wear your watch without any, you know, sudden pain or, you know, weird pinching feelings. And also, it vents the wrist very nicely, so you can continue to wear your watch throughout your day, no problem. All right, and again, taking a look at it face on, incredibly easy to read. It's something that sort of has that sort of a panda look to it, with the sort of, if you can imagine the panda models with a white dial with the black subdials, this is sort of a champagne or basically yellow gold version of that. So kind of like a champagne panda or very golden panda, a very, very elegant form of the panda. And when it comes to this overall color scheme, black and gold, you can't go wrong with it, because, you know, it just exudes, you know, that sort of sense of confidence and the clarity of the sort of essence of, you know, high class, stature, and the like. It just screams elegance. And with the overall size here, very, very good when it comes to the wrist presence. All right, and when you see these 3 subdials with these with the tachometric scale on this all yellow gold bezel, it's an unmistakable Rolex Daytona. All right, so enough of what I think. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below what you think about this Rolex Daytona with the champagne dial index hour marks, black subdials, all on an Oyster Bracelet, full yellow gold construction. Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to like this video if you haven't already. Excuse me. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our store at jazztime.com. Links in the description below, where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in jazz time, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.